Hi, welcome to Sync, the bi-weekly news show where we give you a TLDR, no BS recap of what's been going on in the gaming industry for June 16th through the 19th. My name's MikeyDood, and let's get episode 30 underway. Star Wars Squadrons takes off this October. After a few weeks of rumors, the new Star Wars title is now officially titled Squadrons, a single-player focused dogfighting game focused on 5v5 combat set in the Star Wars universe before the fall of the Empire. Multiplayer is coming with crossplay at launch, and all cosmetics in the game will be progression-based. EA announced this decision was the result of blowback over the Battlefront 2 surprise mechanic situation. Star Wars Squadrons will launch for $40 on October 2nd for PS4, Xbox One, and PC. We applaud EA's decision to not only offer the game at a more reasonable price, but also their addition of flight stick support for the hardcore flight simulator fans. Pokemon Isle of Armor DLC. The first of two DLCs planned for Pokemon Sword and Shield released this week, the Isle of Armor. First teased a few months back, the Pokemon Company kept most of the DLC under wraps, only teasing a few set pieces and Pokemon returning. Now players can travel to the Isle and explore a safari-like world full of all sorts of Pokemon that Game Freak decided to leave out in the initial release, roughly 60 new ones in total. The new area is also a stark contrast of the cloudy English-like landscape belonging to a series of small islands to explore. The expansion looks like a fantastic addition to big fans of the title, but we will have to wait and see if it holds enough for the more casual fans. Pokemon Company hypes up big new project. At the end of the Pokemon Presents broadcast, CEO Ishihara of the Pokemon Company made sure to let fans know that next week, June 24th, they'd be announcing a big new project. No word officially on what that could be, but a possible guess could be a Diamond and Pearl remake, assuming their pattern of new game/remake is going to remain constant. Other than that, it's tough to guess, as DLC is just dropping for Sword and Shield. We will keep you all updated minutely on this, as hopefully the lessons learned from Sword and Shield will bring this game to glory. Pokemon Snap returns on the Switch. Nintendo, in their slew of surprise Pokemon announcements recently, laid out plans for a new Pokemon Snap title to finally debut for the Nintendo Switch over 20 years after the game's original release. Nintendo is promising never-before-seen Pokemon expressions and behaviors, all visible on your path to filling up the Pokemon photo decks. Developed by Bandai Namco, who have been upping their Nintendo partnership lately for sure, this game will also focus on the natural habitats of the Pokemon in question. We're excited to hear more on this title and will surely pass info on when it arrives. Fortnite Season 3 begins. Fortnite Season 3 has begun after a string of delays, bringing a new battle pass with many retroed version of older skins to co-op a sneaker term along with an unlockable and upgradable Aquaman skin to tie in with the film series. A flood of water hit the island and new mechanics to deal with the water were added, such as shark taxis that can be acquired by hooking sharks with a fishing rod in the game. We think they've jumped the taxi long ago, but are glad that content for the game continues to spill forth. The Season 3 battle pass and all other content are available now until August 26th, so go ahead and get grinding, gamers. Steam Games Festival is underway. The Steam Games Festival is live until June 22nd and has a bit of something for everyone. Every game announced has a demo available in some form and additional content like developer interviews that really show off the planning that went behind it. Some neat titles to check out are Windjammers 2, a sequel to an arcade classic, Persona 4 Golden, which was announced on the first day and is still highly recommended, and Riftbreaker, an ARPG survival mech game that wasted our writer's afternoon. Feel free to pursue the store and download any demos that catch your eye before they go away. System Shock Redux announced. Revealed during the Guerrilla Collective indie event, Night Dive Studios announced the final release date for the long-awaited System Shock Redux that has been passed around these past few years. Originally released in 1994, it's created the atmospheric exploration that games like Dead Space and Mass Effect grew out of. While the original version is a bit dated, this Redux is straight from Retro Masters themselves, Night Dive, the team responsible for some of the best retro ports over the last few years. A demo is up right now on Steam and GOG, and System Shock Redux will be released before the end of 2020 on Xbox One, PS4, and PC. Gloomwood Thief with Guns. If you're a fan of retro shooters and retro immersion simulators, the developers over at New Blood have just the title for you. Gloomwood, or jokingly called Thief with Guns, this action stealth game takes notes from the original Thief games, classic FPS titles like Quake and Blood. Your only goal as a protagonist is to escape this horrifying town without being killed, preferably by avoiding combat and stealthily killing people with your 1800 sword cane. While the story seems a bit lacking, this is only an early demo, and hopefully the developers add in some reason for you to be sneaking around plot-wise. Overall, the demo is up on Steam for a limited time and takes roughly an hour or so to beat, so give it a shot. Minecraft Nether update date announced. Minecraft's world is about to be turned upside down with the upcoming release of the fan-voted Nether update. The update includes major changes to the Nether, making it a more dynamic place as well as the home of a new ore that sits above diamond in usefulness and strength. This is the first time an item has been added to Minecraft that usurps the long-standing power structure. Along with new enemies and new biomes to explore, Mojang really put their heart into this newest update. The Nether changes will be live on June 23rd across both Java and Bedrock. CD Projekt Red gives out double copies of The Witcher 3. CD Projekt Red must want their fans to keep busy for the next few months, as the company has announced that anyone who already owns the game on either Steam or console will be able to get an extra copy of the GOG version simply for linking the account they own the game through to GOG. This extra copy is also enhanced, coming with the game's soundtrack and a digital comic. Very kind of CD Projekt Red to offer this, especially when they had to build the backend for such a redemption process basically themselves. Kudos. Sony will not implement a smart delivery feature on PS5. Disappointing news from Sony, as the company has announced that they will not pursue a system-wide program to allow gamers to upgrade their last-gen titles to next-gen, unlike Microsoft, which has already begun publicly laying bricks for their smart delivery service. Sony instead is opting to give publishers the freedom to choose the upgrade options for their titles. This is a fairly disappointing outcome. The publishers aren't for us in any shape or way, so they will not look to save us much money. Xbox's solution is opt-in as well, but the optics from it tend to force companies into doing the decent thing. See EA recently with their Madden scandal. Horizon Forbidden West confirmed for 2021 release. While Horizon Zero Dawn might be coming to PC, Guerrilla Games talked about their upcoming title Horizon Forbidden West. They led off the interview mentioning that the SSD technology in the PS5 has all but removed the loading screens from the ambitious futuristic title. Along with a larger map and more tribes to connect with, the world is more than the surface. The underwater worlds shown off are playing just as large of a role in Forbidden West as Aloy tries to learn the secrets of the West. Guerrilla Games confirmed they are aiming for a 2021 release, but as it stands, release dates are very much subject to change. Ratchet & Clank developers confirms new character. After the reveal of Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart during Sony's announcement last week, fans looked for an answer as to who the character at the end was. Insomniac Games confirmed this week the character is a female Lombax from a different world and will be playable in the new transdimensional adventure. Being from the same species as Ratchet will open up a whole host of story options for Insomniac to go down. The new Ratchet title Rift Apart has been headlined by Sony as a prime example of what's possible with the upcoming PS5 and its special features. DC announces digital fan event containing video game news. The plan this year for DC and Warner Bros. Games was simple: reveal the 3 long-awaited titles they have in their stock, a new Batman title, a Harry Potter game, and Rocksteady's possibly Suicide Squad game. But as the realities have shifted, DC doubled back and put together a fan showcase coming up on August 22nd. Multiple content reveals will take place there, not exclusive to games, and such we recommend tuning in if you are a fan of some of those properties. Multiple games are confirmed to be announced there, however. Warzone max player count getting upped to 200? Finally confirming original rumors about the project from Reset era months before it was even revealed concerning the testing of the game with 200 player lobbies, Warzone seems to be finally adding 200 player modes to the traditionally available for the game 150 player mode. A user sent a picture to known COD leakers Charlie Intel, and this also goes off of interviews with team members, one of whom recently confirmed that the 200 player mode is en route. Keep tuned in to Sync for more updates on Warzone as the devs begin to truly ramp this title up alongside its popularity continuing to hold. Resident Evil 8 current gen ports possibly cancelled. Dusk Golem, a reliable Twitter leaker on all things Resident Evil and Silent Hill, has appeared once more to inform us of critical news. The PS4 and Xbox One versions of Resident Evil 8 have been apparently cancelled due to performance issues relating to pop-in coming from the next-gen design aspirations of the title. In order to not limit the scope or fidelity of the title, apparently Capcom have chosen to move ahead with just next-gen and PC versions of the title. No matter what, we are very excited for this next entry into the Resident Evil franchise, but can definitely say a focus on new consoles and better graphics and gameplay will only serve us positively, even though it may sting slightly right now. Randy McGreaseball Pitchford leads effort to sue 3D Realms. Duke's saga continues this week as court filings were unearthed last Friday, revealing the intent of Gearbox's new lawsuit against former developer 3D Realms. In the third-party complaint, Gearbox alleges that 3D Realms breached a contract over not releasing the Duke Nukem rights quote free and clear. This alleged breach concerns 3D Realms not revealing a key part of the music rights are held by video game musician Bobby Prince, preventing Gearbox from repacking the original music. Randy Pitchford, CEO of Gearbox, stated this lawsuit only happened after the rights issue was discovered and 3D Realms refused to take responsibility for any lawsuits over its use. Since 3D Realms signed over all Duke Nukem rights in 2010, and only 3D Realms have a license to use the music, not Gearbox, why would 3D Realms want to take this responsibility on? Who knows? Overall, a confusing lawsuit fueled by one greaseball's dreams of finally owning Duke Nukem for himself, and we hope the courts throw it out. Fallout 4, the Capital Wasteland mod gameplay released. The modders working on Fallout 4 The Capital Wasteland, a total conversion of the game that will bring the content of Fallout 3 into Fallout 4, have released a new gameplay video showing off a famous location, Tenpenny Tower, from Fallout 3 alongside a quest that takes place in the tower. All voice acting and music is subject to change before the final release, but even with this early version, the efforts present themselves very nicely. We are very excited to see the outcome of this project, along with the similarly intentioned Fallout 4 New Vegas project. We will keep you all updated on both of these as they near completion. Alright everyone, that's Sync for June 16th through the 19th. If you haven't subscribed yet but you'd like to, you know exactly where that button is. Lastly, let us know what games you've been playing in the comments, and once again, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next episode here at Sync.